Okay, everyone. All right, welcome back from your little business matchmaking session. What I want to share with you now is we're going to hear from the lovely Karen. Karen talks all things business insurance. So if you don't have business insurance, I highly recommend that you reach out to her and you talk about it. You at least just get some information off her. I don't think enough people actually think about business insurance for some unknown reason. So get in touch with Karen about business insurance. However, Karen, can I ask you before you start, do you still volunteer reading to children once a week?
Oh, so I was involved in a foster child program where, yeah, I would go to the carer's house with the foster child, and I would do some reading. Unfortunately, I'm not. I haven't been involved, and I ended up with teenagers, which was always good fun. Oh, who's this old lady coming to read to me? But we would play games and we would do artwork and you know, Monopoly and stuff like that. And my last foster girl, she smashed me at Monopoly. She had strategy.
That's really beautiful, Karen.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take over and share your screen if you like.
Okay, a little bit about me, I hope. Let me just see how we go. Here we are. About me, not a very good photo, a bit grainy. I'm a director of the company. I've been involved in the insurance industry for a while now. I worked with Darren Milne, who founded Panoply, and Panoply means a coat of armor and like a cacophony of things, you know. So it sort of embodies that whole insurance market, insurance business, and the risks that are involved. I'm pretty energetic, vital. I love to exercise. I am a mum. I've got two 20-year-olds, and I do like good food and wine. So let's get into what is an insurance broker, because I just wanted to let you know insurance is pretty easy to get online when you've got an industry or an occupation that is A-OK. You know, that appetite is quite vanilla, but as soon as you start to add in some complexity, large contracts, some assets, some out of the blue, possibly dangerous to the environment kind of occupations, then you need to get to the insurers that actually write those risks. So we're certified. We operate under a financial services license. So, you know, like you're not buying anything until you get to a claim. It's a piece of paper and some money out of the bank account. But you need to know that once you do get to a claim, that product that you've purchased is fit for purpose, and that it'll be plain sailing. So that's why we have all of that product knowledge and the relationships with insurers. And just to give you an idea, and it'll sort of come through on the next one, there's about 9 Australian-based and international insurers, and then there's 174 underwriting agencies doing everything from caravan parks to tire businesses. So, you know, there's a great variety of options out there, and you can't even get to them, to be perfectly honest. So you need a broker to get to them. We do have to, well, we are bound by the Corporations Act, and one of the most important things is that we're honest, fair and efficient. So if your broker's not getting back to you quickly, we need to have a bit of a chat. I just wanted to give you an idea about business insurance for SME. So, of course, professional services will be professional indemnity. If you've got some property, and that's a building stock, cars, they can go under this industrial special risk policy, ISR, liability, cyber insurance, commercial motor and management liability if you've got some employees. So all of this, just these lines for all of business in Australia, in 2024, that was about $8 billion worth of gross premiums collected. Now, remember, that's for 2.8 million businesses in Australia, and that doesn't include associations like the RSL Clubs of Australia, it doesn't include CWA, things like that. So So it's a big business and there's lots of players. There's been increasing costs, as there has been across most of the economy. And really, I mean, most of this part here in this industrial special risk, those natural catastrophe pieces have played a big role. Anyways, let's move along from that. That's enough stats and statistics. Well, there's one more. Just 88% of 88% of SMEs in this survey done by Vero so that the broker's expertise is the main reason for engaging with them. So it's knowing about the insurance, knowing about the business, and knowing about the risks. And when you consider that 90% of those SMEs don't have a formal risk management process, that part of our advice and our expertise comes in handy knowing what to look out for in your industry. So this is what we do. We'll ask you a lot of questions, and some of them you might think, mind your own business, but we have to represent you. So that's why we have to ask those questions. And we'd prefer to ask them up front than go to an insurer and they come back and say, have you got fire extinguishers? Do you do this? Do you do that? So that's why we do ask a lot. Then based on that, we can go to the market, find out what's available, come back and tell you. Sometimes it might be, oh, you know, your risk, we couldn't get a quote because they declined a quote. And that might be because of what they prefer to quote. So they might prefer to cover architects, but not accountants, for instance. We have a look at the risk and assessment and make sure that we cover off on that, because you don't want to be in a situation that there is risk, you don't know, and we haven't told you, and then the insurer goes, oh no, that should have been covered. And of course, we're your advocate at claims handling. So we do the lodgement, follow up and work with you to get your documents together, evidence together, and get you back to business as quickly as possible. Sometimes your broker might send out your renewals early, what feels like early. It might be 6 weeks before the renewal date. Sometimes those policies are hard to place and not every year is the same. So it may seem to be straightforward, and what was said, I mean, I was an accountant and I certainly thought, well, just take what we did last year. But unfortunately, that's not how it works, and your business does change over time too. So we just need to be on top of that. So if your broker sends something to you, please just have a look at it and answer the questions and get this process started. As I said, we're governed by the Corporations Act, and also our association, NIBA, National Insurance Brokers of Australia, have a code of practice that we must follow. So that means that we have to give you an FSG and terms of engagement that tells you who we are, how we're reimbursed, who we deal with. We represent our clients. We represent our clients and not the insurers. We work for you, not the insurers, even though a lot of our conversation might be, oh, they said this or they don't want to do that. It's in your best interest. That's who we're working for. We do negotiate with them as much as we can, and sometimes we get knocked back, but we're in there fighting for you to get the best value. And we communicate with you. So we really need to be your insurance partner, not just help you with that insurance decision and procure it. We would need to be there with you, protecting your assets. So these are just the things. I think I better fasten up if I haven't got the wind up yet, but what do you get from your broker? Obviously you get the insurance cover. We do that every year based on whichever spelling mistake, based on whatever risks you want to cover, that risk management piece. So again, you know, if you're increasing the number of staff, management liability would be a good investment so that you have some protection if there is legal matters. In fact, if there's anything that's even feels like legal, you should ring your broker, because you may have it covered under a policy that you have. And then the innovation. So insurers are keen to share what they find out in the world. Cyber insurance, for instance, FM Global are constantly burning things up, factories, materials, to try and work out how to best store things like lithium batteries and chemicals. So they want to share that with you. Now, specifically, what can Panoply do for you? You may have a broker, you may not. Panoply, myself, I'd like to offer you these opportunities. We can do an insurance cover review where this QR code will take you to our webpage. So it will, we'll have a look at what you've got, what your industry is, make sure that that policy is one of the, the best opportunities for you to buy insurance and the best benefits that you can get out of that. We can offer you advice. I can offer you advice. You can give me a call and you can talk through your questions if you have any. Claim support, if you're getting frustrated and can't get through on that 1300 number, give me a call and I'll help you through it. And even if you just need someone who understands the process, because everyone else is sick of hearing it. This is my team. So Darren is the founder. He sold a family business of 44 years to a multinational, AJ Gallagher, back in 2018. And Luke and Darren and I have got together to form Panoply in July of 2023. So yeah, 2 years ago now. And that's it. Thank you very much. These are our contact details. This QR code will take you through to our website where you can find out all about us. Is there any questions?
Good on you, Karen. Thank you. If everybody would like to, I'm just going to say it out loud. If everybody would like to take advantage of the insurance review, it's just a review. At least you're just sharing it, you're reviewing it. It's free. Is it free, Karen? It's free.
It's free. Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, you might have a broker already and that's fine. Or you might be getting it online. So I can just make sure that that's in your best interest. And that's what I'm there for, in your best interest.
Wonderful. Thanks, Karen. Thank you so much for that.